Christianity. To be fair, Islam is extremely woven into society. I don't think that's the case in Western countries. Yeah, we try to pretend. I mean, this is funny. We try to pretend that you can actually take religion out of your society and keep it in the privacy of everybody's home, and that will not change the society and the culture around you. That religion is this like private thing you only do at home. If you go to church, that's fine, but you can't talk about your religion at work. And if you do, you're actually punished. Like, I can't sit there and say in the middle of a work meeting, hey, I'd like to pray for everybody. No, sir. You'll get fired because you're not allowed to mix religion in the workplace. We also took God out of the education system. We said you cannot practice religion in schools. This stuff might sound crazy to other cultures. I hope they do sound crazy because it's the worst idea ever, in my opinion. But we took God out of the workplace and then we took him out of our schools. We said that we cannot teach the Bible or the Quran or the differences between them. We can't teach about the Torah. We can't teach anything religious in our public schools. And that's not true for America when you go back to like 1920 and further back. That only changed in the early 1900s. And America has been a straight decline ever since. Ever since we took God out of the workplace, out of the schools, and frankly, out of society. We took him out of music. We took him out of TV and films. And now we make education and entertainment about all these worldly, stupid things. Get as much money as you can, have as much sex as you can, get the biggest house that you can, be as famous as you can. Like, that's the pursuit of society in America and in most of the rest of the West as well. It's pretty bad stuff. I gotta say, this is actually the song that summarizes all of what I just said right here. Tyson James, Empire of Lies. This song is the red pill for some people. It's like, we always saw ourselves growing up, my generation, my dad's generation, as America the good guys. Like, we were told when we were growing up in school that America went and saved the day in World War II, and then America went and saved the day in Korea, and then America went and saved the day in Afghanistan and Iraq and Syria and Libya, and now we're going to go save the day in Ukraine. We were actually told that that's how the world works, that like it was America's responsibility to go save these other countries. And we felt like really good about ourselves. We're like, oh man, we're like the world police. We're so nice and helpful. And it turns out all of that's a lie. All of that is a lie. The reason we go to these wars, we can't talk that much about that on Twitch in regards to the religions. It's a religious thing. It's a country in the Middle East that provokes these situations, going all the way back to World War II. And we have made lies about every single one of these wars to justify them. And we have become the Empire of Lies. So here is the song Empire of Lies by Tyson James. This is probably my favorite that he's ever done. I've played it a zillion times.
I love this country, and I was born here. And I've written many songs glorifying it, but it ain't perfect. Now I'm gonna write a song criticizing it. Don't be surprised now, we are just the empire of lies now. It's looking like we're meeting our demise now. Put your faith in God and look up to the skies now. We are just the empire of lies now. We are just the empire of lies now. It's looking like we're meeting our demise now. Put your faith in God and look up to the sky now. The time is now, we're just the empire of lies now. Need an overhaul, overseas we so involved. I see the writing, it's on the wall. This Babylon, we gonna fall. You think God is looking?
Look at that, man. He just comes out of the gate with it, man. Comes out of the gate with it. This is Babylon and we're about to fall. You know, so if you follow Christian lore and you know about the Christian religion, you know about Babylon. You know about God's judgment on Babylon. You know about God's judgment on Sodom and Gomorrah. You know about God's judgment when he flooded the earth. You know that God's judgment only comes down when a society has completely gone off the rails. So he's just throwing it out there from the very beginning, from the very first verse, at the very beginning of the first verse. We are living in modern Babylon, and we are living in the collapse of Babylon. We are living in God's judgment of our own behavior.
Looking down and proud of all his people. We kill babies by the millions. He will crush us, we are feeble. He is God, we are man. He's the rock, we are sand. He's got a rod with a big old hand. One swipe, all your little plans, man. Okay, I will not put any faith in the man, I will look to the sky. Are you gonna make it to heaven? It's real, better look in my eyes. Bro, China, Russia, man, they ain't the ops. Two ones in our country, and most of
like, he goes so fast. I want to talk about every single one of the lyrics, man. China and Russia. He's talking about that we kill babies by the million. Like, you think God is looking down at us and is proud of us as a nation when we're sitting here aborting 1 million children every year? We're letting 1 million women sacrifice their children to Moloch every year. And you think God is going to look down on America and say, these are my people? He will crush us. We are feeble. That's what he said. You think we kill babies by the million. He will crush us. We are feeble. He's God. We are man. He's got a rod with a big old hand. One swipe, all your little plans, man. One swipe. That's just so perfect for describing God. Because we are so feeble in comparison to his awesomeness and his power and his vision and his will. We are nothing. One swipe of the hand, the world gets flooded. One swipe of the hand, Sodom and Gomorrah go up in flames. And we think we're like powerful. We think we can control what's around us. We think we can control the climate. It's crazy. So yeah, one swipe of the hand. So then he also mentions China and Russia. Man, they ain't the ops. Our enemies are here in America. And most of them are making the laws. And most of them are making a killing. Okay, well, what he's saying is, if you turn on any mainstream news in America, CNN, ABC News, MSNBC, Fox News, whatever, they're going to tell you all about how the evil people are either China or Russia. One of the two, they're going to say that the two of them teaming up against us is the most existential threat that America has right now. I just heard that 2 nights ago when Tucker Carlson interviewed the 6 different GOP candidates, meaning the Republican candidates running for president in 2024. Multiple times he reiterated, and the presidential candidates agreed, well, the number one things we got to worry about are China and Russia. Okay, well, as Tyson James just pointed out 100% accurately, China and Russia are not the ops. Ops is short for the opposition. They are not the ops. The problems we have with our country are the managers and the leaders of our country at the governmental level, and then the managers and leaders of all of our major institutions. The people who run the news, the people who run entertainment, the movies we make, the music we make, the people who run the education system, meaning who describes to our children what's going on in the world, what's important. The people who run all these major industries do not worship Jesus Christ. Many of them don't even believe in any God whatsoever. And even worse, they have an actively hostile opinion of religion. Those are the people that are our opposition. The people in our own government who don't believe that God exists. And hey, no offense to my Muslim friends, but to believe that Jesus Christ isn't God, as was illustrated through the course of his life, the prophecies that he fulfilled, the miracles that he performed, his resurrection ultimately, the miracles his disciples went on to perform throughout all of the Middle East and Asia. So anyway, back into the song. Let's figure out he just goes so fast. I had to pause it. We're only a minute into the song and like three different things. We kill babies by the million. Don't forget that one swipe of his hand, man, we're just gone. This entire nation is wiped off the face of the earth.
Of them making a loss, and most of them making a profit. Take a look at the clock. Time is ticking, he the boss. God's coming with a big old mop. Okay, let me get this straight. We kick God out of just about everything that we possibly can in this country. We kick him out of schools. We kick him out of government. We push homosexuality on our children. We tell little boys that you could be a little girl. The cup of iniquity and immorality is overflowing in this country. And we expect God to protect us? I don't think so. Don't be surprised now. We are just the empire of lies now. It's looking like
Oh, thanks for calling me out. I was going off on a rant about everything he just said. So I'll rewind the tape. The first time I heard this song, when he went into that little bit where the beat dropped and he's just talking, he's not rapping, and he says, you know, what was it? The cup of iniquity and immorality is overflowing in this country. We tell or we promote our children to be homosexuals, and we tell little boys that they can be little girls. And he's saying this stuff like in a song that people are listening to. It's like groundbreaking. Like, whoa, 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 you can't say bad things about homosexuality. You can't suggest that telling a child that, sure, you should try to be homosexual if you want to, try it out. That's a terrible idea that will result in perhaps a lifetime of self-harm and the chances of suicide going up by 25%, the chances of your sexually transmitted diseases going up by like several 100%. Lord forbid you tell a little boy that they can be a little girl, and then they go to school and their teacher thinks, oh, that's so cute, you should keep doing that. And so they keep doing that because they're being emotionally rewarded by their peers and by their role models, their teachers, that it's really cute. Everybody treats you even more special when you wear a dress. And if you're a little girl, you dress like a boy. Hey, you're super special if you do that. Do you think maybe that's encouraging in them to repeat that behavior unnaturally? Not because they naturally wanted to do that, but because they've been artificially rewarded and groomed into thinking that that's normal? Like, do we see the problem here with America? Is anybody paying attention and trying to figure out, like, wait, where did things go wrong? Hold on. We promote homosexuality. We tell little boys they can be little girls. We abort 1 million kids per year. We go to all these wars that are completely unnecessary. It's crazy how much political content there is packed into like 1 minute worth of music. Here we go. Let's keep going.
like we're meeting our demise now. Put your faith in God and look up to the skies now. We are just the empire of lies now. We are just the empire of lies now. It's looking like we're meeting our demise now. Put your faith in God and look up to the sky now. The time is now, we're just the empire of lies now. Corruption, everybody against the Russian. But I don't trust the production, they line using seduction. The devil pulling them strings, the TV ain't what it seems. He coming no other relief, but until I die I'ma pull up my sleeves. We turning the boys into girls and taking the king off the throne. Man, instead of these foreign affairs, man, why don't we focus on home? Got a border crisis, big threat, it's more than ISIS. Point the finger, who's more righteous as the Babylonian whore rises. Everybody drinking from her cup, won't you come here to America? We can fill it up, I'm American, but truly I just think I had enough. Bunch of dummies run this country, things about to get rough. Even on the conservative side, you go to these events, you see cross-dressers, man. Homosexuals, people living it up partying. The world drinks from her cup. You are witnessing the fall of Babylon. Don't be surprised now.
It's just so brutal. That last part where he does it again, the music stops and he just starts talking. Hey, let's just talk about what's really happening. You can go to these conservative events where these politicians and these political campaigns say, oh, we're conservative, we're traditional, we're going to make sure society doesn't go too crazy. You go to these events and you see cross dressers, homosexuals, people living it up, drinking, just partying. These are supposed to be our conservatives. How is it conservative to have a transsexual news anchor on your conservative talk show? Tucker Carlson pointed this out on, not Tucker Carlson, I'm sorry. On the Tucker Carlson Tonight show, they would have on Bruce Jenner, who now lives his life as a woman. I think Kylie Jenner or something Jenner. And it's like, okay, Fox News is supposed to be like the whoa, right wing, crazy Donald Trump MAGA news network. And here we're interviewing men dressed as women, pretending that they're women. Come on. That can't be the conservative political voice in America. That doesn't work. That's why America has this powder keg situation that is getting hotter and hotter and hotter, where the people who are truly conservative, including our Muslim friends, we are seeing the alliance of Muslims and fundamentalist Christians coming together and saying, hey, we might have disagreements about the Messiah and whatnot, but either way, we both know that all of this sexual immorality and pretending that God doesn't exist, that doesn't work for a society. We know that. We know that based on many, many, many historical countries across many, many different countries. And so we're banding together and we're trying to push back against the woke leftists that are unfortunately currently running America and have been running it for the last 2 decades. And I don't know how long it's going to last, but it seems like it's going to last forever, man. It's been a large portion of my life. It's been like this.